All right, so let's dive into this world of regenerative medicine.
Okay.
You've sent over a ton of research,
Mm-hmm.
including some stuff from that Wikipedia article,
Right.
and it seems like you're really interested in kind of like figuring out just what regenerative medicine is,
Ah,
how it's evolved over time,
right.
and what scientists are excited about right now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a field that's absolutely exploding with possibilities.
So Wikipedia defines it as the process of replacing, engineering, or regenerating human or animal cells, tissues, or organs
Yeah.
to restore or establish normal function.
Okay.
But like, what does that actually look like in practice?
Well, imagine a future where damaged organs can be repaired or even replaced,
Okay.
not with artificial implants, but with living tissue grown from your own cells.
Wow.
That's the promise of regenerative medicine.
Okay, so it's not just about treating symptoms then.
Right.
It's about actually restoring the body's natural function.
Exactly.
That's pretty amazing.
There are two main ways researchers are approaching this.
Yeah.
One is to stimulate the body's own repair mechanisms,
Uh-huh.
kind of like giving them a supercharge.
Right.
The other is to actually grow tissues and organs in the lab and then implant them.
So like creating biological spare parts.
Precisely.
Wow.
And one of the huge advantages here is that if you can use a patient's own cells,
Mm-hmm.
you can often avoid the issue of transplant rejection.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
The research that you sent mentioned a few approaches, like stem cell therapy, immunomodulation therapy, and tissue engineering.
Uh-huh.
I have to admit, some of this is going a little over my head.
Great.
Can we break it down a bit?
Of course.
Okay.
Let's start with stem cells.
Okay.
Think of them like the body's master builders.
Uh-huh.
They have this incredible ability to develop into many different types of cells,
Okay.
allowing your body to grow and repair tissues.
So harnessing that power could be the key to repairing or even replacing damaged organs. But this whole idea of regeneration, it's not exactly new, right?
Right.
I mean,
The ancient Greeks were already thinking about regeneration centuries ago.
oh, wow.
But it wasn't until the 19th century that we saw the first real steps towards tissue recreation with skin grafting.
Right. Grafting skin from one part of the body to another.
Exactly.
That makes sense. It's like a precursor to what we're talking about now.
Exactly. Then in the 20th century, organ transplantation really took off.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
Once we figured out how to transplant organs,
Mm-hmm.
it was only natural to start wondering if we could create them too.
So did people actually try to grow organs back then?
There were some early attempts at cell therapy,
Okay.
but they were focused more on slowing aging than on regenerating organs.
Interesting.
For instance, there was a Swiss doctor named Paul Nihans
Okay.
who injected patients with cells from young animals, hoping to rejuvenate them.
By injecting animal cells into humans.
Yeah.
That sounds a little out there.
It does now.
Yeah.
But remember, this was a time of incredible medical discovery.
Uh-huh.
Things really started to shift in 1956 with the first successful bone marrow transplant for leukemia.
Wow.
That was a huge turning point.
A whole new way of thinking about treating diseases.
Exactly. And from there, the field of regenerative medicine began to take shape.
So when did the term regenerative medicine actually come about?
Believe it or not, it first popped up in a 1992 article about hospital administration.
What?
But it wasn't until 1999 that it really gained traction thanks to William A. Hazeltine.
Okay.
He envisioned regenerative medicine as a way to restore normal function to anything damaged by disease, injury, or even time.
So he was thinking big picture about addressing the root cause of so many health issues.
Absolutely. But here's where it gets even more fascinating.
Okay.
In the late 1990s, scientists were able to isolate human embryonic stem cells.
Oh yeah, I remember hearing about that.
That was a monumental breakthrough.
But I'm still a bit fuzzy on why stem cells are so important. They have something to do with the body's ability to repair itself, right?
Think of it this way. Stem cells are like blank slates.
Okay.
They have the potential to become any cell type in the body.
Hmm.
That's what makes them so powerful for regenerative medicine.
So if we can figure out how to control that process,
Right.
we could theoretically repair or replace any damaged tissue.
Exactly. Isolating human embryonic stem cells was like opening a door to a whole new world of possibilities.
Yeah.
It led to the creation of a dedicated journal, eBiomed, the Journal of Regenerative Medicine,
Yeah.
and the formation of the Regenerative Medicine and Stem Cell Biology Society. The field was gaining serious momentum.
So with all this research and excitement, were scientists actually able to build organs?
They were.
Really?
And the results were astounding.
Okay.
In 2008, a team in Barcelona performed the first tissue-engineered trachea transplant.
An entire windpipe.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Huh.
Building a structure that complex seems like it would come with a lot of challenges.
It did.
Okay.
They started with a decellularized trachea scaffold.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine a trachea stripped of its donor cells.
Yeah.
They then seeded this scaffold with the patient's own cells,
Okay.
which grew and formed a brand new trachea.
So they essentially built a custom windpipe for the patient
Yeah.
using their own cells.
Right.
That's mind-blowing.
And it gets even better just a few years later in 2012.
Okay.
Another team created a fully lab-made trachea,
Oh.
again seeded with the patient's cells.
Okay.
They didn't even need a donor trachea to start with.
Wow. It seems like regenerative medicine was really hitting its stride around this time.
It was, and the breakthroughs weren't limited to just tracheas.
Oh, okay.
In 2014, Japanese researchers made a huge leap forward in the field of vision.
Okay.
They were able to treat a patient with age-related macular degeneration,
Yeah.
a leading cause of vision loss,
Right.
using a special type of stem cell.
Okay. Now I'm really intrigued. Tell me more about this one.
They transplanted a sheet of retinal pigment epithelium cells,
Yeah.
derived from induced pluripotent stem cells, or iPS cells.
iPS cells. Those sound familiar.
Yeah.
Aren't those kind of like embryonic stem cells,
Right.
but without the ethical concerns?
You're exactly right.
Okay.
iPS cells are like taking an adult cell and turning back its biological clock, giving it the potential to become any cell in the body, just like embryonic stem cells.
So they have the same potential,
Yeah.
but without the ethical considerations.
Right.
It's brilliant. It seems like research into regenerative medicine was really heating up around this time.
It was.
It really sounds like regenerative medicine was entering a golden age.
It was a time of incredible innovation and discovery,
Yeah.
but it wasn't just about replacing organs.
Okay.
Scientists were also exploring ways to regenerate tissues at a much smaller scale.
Uh-huh.
And that brings us to one of the areas you were particularly curious about.
Okay.
Teeth.
Yes.
Regrowing teeth.
Regrowing teeth sounds almost too good to be true.
Right.
Is this something that could actually become a reality?
Imagine a future where we can simply regrow damaged teeth,
Mm-hmm.
instead of relying on fillings or implants.
Okay.
That's the kind of revolution this research could lead to.
Sign me up for that.
Ah.
But seriously, how close are we to actually making that happen?
Well, teeth are a great example of why regenerative medicine is so important. When you get a cavity,
Right.
the traditional solution is a filling or a crown,
Mm-hmm.
but those procedures actually damage the existing tooth structure.
Oh.
It's a trade-off. You fix the immediate problem,
Yeah.
but you might be weakening the tooth in the long run.
So instead of just patching things up, regenerative medicine aims to actually restore the tooth to its original state.
Exactly, and there's been some really promising research in this area.
Okay.
There's a drug called tidaglosib
Uh-huh.
that has shown potential in regrowing dentin, the layer beneath the enamel.
So it could actually reverse the damage from cavities.
That's the hope, and it gets even more exciting.
Hmm.
Back in 2007, scientists were actually able to grow fully functional teeth,
Hold on.
including roots and ligaments in mice.
They grew entire teeth from scratch.
Essentially, yes.
Wow.
They used bioengineered tooth germs, which are like the seeds of teeth,
Okay.
and implanted them in the mice. The results were remarkable. These weren't just tooth-shaped lumps.
Okay.
They were fully functional teeth that integrated seamlessly with the surrounding tissue.
So could this technology eventually be used to grow new teeth in humans?
That's the ultimate goal, and the implications are huge.
Yeah.
Think about people who have lost teeth due to accidents, gum disease, or other conditions. This technology could give them back their smiles and improve their quality of life.
It's amazing to think that those little teeth we lose as kids
Right.
could hold the key to regenerating our adult teeth.
It really highlights the incredible potential that exists within the human body.
Yeah.
And speaking of unexpected sources of healing,
Okay.
there's another area of research you wanted to discuss. Using fish skin for healing.
Fish skin. That sounds a little fishy to me. Is this really a thing?
It might sound strange, but it's a real and surprisingly effective treatment.
Well,
Extracellular matrix materials like fish skin are already being used in reconstructive surgery, wound treatment, and even orthopedics.
I'm having trouble picturing this.
Yeah.
How exactly does fish skin help heal wounds?
Fish skin is rich in collagen and other proteins
Okay.
that are essential for cell growth. It also has natural anti-inflammatory properties,
Huh?
thanks to the omega-3 fatty acids.
So it's not just some random quirky idea. There's actual science behind it.
Absolutely. And there's a company in Iceland called Kerecis
Okay.
that's really pioneering this technology.
Okay.
They've developed a fish skin product
Huh?
that's FDA approved for treating chronic wounds and burns.
FDA approved. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So they're taking something that we normally think of as waste and turning it into a cutting-edge medical treatment.
Yeah. It's a great example of how regenerative medicine is finding solutions in unexpected places.
Yeah.
And here's another one that might surprise you.
Okay.
Cord blood. Most people associate it with treating blood disorders.
Right. I know curb blood banking has become more popular,
Yeah.
but I always assumed it was mainly for those blood-related issues.
It's true that cord blood is a rich source of hematopoietic stem cells,
Uh-huh.
which can differentiate into various blood cells. That's why it's been so successful in treating conditions like leukemia.
Right.
But there's also research exploring its potential for treating other diseases like diabetes.
So you're saying there's more to cord blood than just those blood-specific stem cells?
While the primary focus has been on hematopoietic stem cells,
Okay.
researchers are now exploring whether other types of stem cells might be present in cord blood
Uh-huh.
or if they could be derived from it.
Interesting. So there could be hidden potential within cord blood that we're just beginning to uncover.
Exactly. And we're not just talking about the blood itself. Wharton's jelly, the gelatinous substance in the umbilical cord,
Yeah.
and the cord lining are both potential sources of mesenchymal stem cells, or MSCs.
MSCs. Those sound familiar. Aren't those the stem cells often found in bone marrow?
You're on the right track. MSCs are multipotent stromal cells
Okay.
that can differentiate into a variety of cell types, including bone, cartilage, and fat cells.
Okay.
They also play a role in modulating the immune system.
And you're saying these MSCs can potentially be derived from Wharton's jelly and the cord lining.
That's right. And what's really exciting is that these MSCs are being studied for a wide range of applications,
Okay.
including treating cardiovascular, neurological, and immune system diseases.
So cord blood and the umbilical cord itself could be a treasure trove of potential treatments
Right.
for a variety of conditions, not just blood disorders.
Absolutely.
It sounds like we're just scratching the surface of what regenerative medicine can do.
We are, and as research continues, I think we're going to see even more incredible breakthroughs in the years to come.
It's mind-blowing to think that we could be on the verge of a whole new era of medicine.
Right.
Where we're not just treating symptoms, but actually regenerating and restoring the body's natural functions.
It really is a paradigm shift, and what we've talked about today,
Right.
growing organs, regenerating teeth,
Yeah.
using fish skin and cord blood, that's really just the tip of the iceberg.
And the field's still relatively young.
Right.
What are some of the areas within regenerative medicine that you find particularly exciting right now?
Well, one area that has immense potential
Yeah.
is the development of personalized medicine.
Okay.
Imagine being able to create treatments tailored specifically to your individual genetic makeup and the unique characteristics of your condition.
So we're not just talking about generic solutions anymore. We're
Yeah.
talking about custom-designed treatments
Exactly.
that are more effective and have fewer side effects.
Regenerative medicine is opening up a world of possibilities for personalized therapies. Whether it's using gene editing to correct genetic defects or engineering tissues and organs that perfectly match your own body.
That brings up another thought, the intersection of regenerative medicine
Right.
with artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Absolutely.
I imagine those fields could play a huge role in accelerating research and discovery.
AI and machine learning can help us analyze massive amounts of data, identify patterns, and make predictions
Yeah.
that would be impossible for humans to do on their own. They can help us understand the complex biological processes involved in regeneration
Okay.
and develop new and more effective treatments.
So we're talking about using these powerful tools to essentially unlock the secrets of regeneration
Precisely.
and harness them for healing.
And that's what makes this field so incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
It's not just about finding individual cures.
Right.
It's about understanding the fundamental principles of life and using that knowledge to transform healthcare as we know it.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive.
We have.
We've talked about the history of regenerative medicine, the central role of stem cells, and some truly amazing breakthroughs that are already happening. But what does this all mean for the average person?
Well,
What can we take away from all of this information?
I think the biggest takeaway is that regenerative medicine has the potential to revolutionize the way we approach healthcare.
Okay.
We're moving away from simply managing symptoms and towards actually repairing and restoring the body.
So it's not just about extending lifespan, it's about extending health span,
Exactly.
living longer and healthier lives.
Regenerative medicine offers hope for people suffering from a wide range of conditions,
Yeah.
from heart disease and diabetes to spinal cord injuries and vision loss.
Mm.
It has the potential to not only treat these conditions, but to actually cure them.
That's an incredibly powerful thought, and it seems like there's still so much more to discover.
Right.
What would you say to someone who's just starting to learn about regenerative medicine? Where should they go from here?
I would encourage them to stay curious and informed. This is a rapidly evolving field, and new discoveries are being made all the time. There are some fantastic resources available online, including websites like the National Institutes of Health and the Alliance for Regenerative Medicine that provide reliable and up-to-date information.
And of course, there are amazing books and articles that delve deeper into specific areas of regenerative medicine.
Yeah.
The possibilities for learning are endless.
They truly are, and I think that's what makes this field so captivating.
Yeah.
It's a journey of discovery not just for scientists and researchers,
Right.
but for all of us.
Well, this has certainly been an eye-opening deep dive for me, and I have a feeling you, the listener,
Yeah.
are feeling just as inspired as I am by the sheer potential of regenerative medicine.
Right.
Who knows what amazing breakthroughs are just around the corner. Perhaps we'll be revisiting this topic again soon. To explore the latest advancements. Until then, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep believing in the power of the human body to heal and regenerate.